Hello, this is Andy's Golf and Travel Diary in Pinehurst, North Carolina at the Old Sport Gallery. And this is Tom Stewart, the proprietor. Tom, this is an amazing store.
Well, I tell people it's a product of a wasted youth. I got involved in golf hitchhiking 10 miles when I was 10 years old to caddy for $1 a bag in northern Michigan. And from those humble beginnings, I've shined shoes, I've watered fairways, I've mowed greens, and I've played in about 25 countries around the world with some very nice people. It's been a great ride.
Now, tell me a little bit about your competitive game, because you did more than just play the game.
Well, I played in college and actually wanted to go to law school, didn't have enough money, and thought I'd, win a little money to get back to law school, but I had so much fun playing golf and it made just enough money to stay alive, and so I never looked back. And I've had some great periods of competitive golf, but back then there wasn't a lot of money, and so I was lucky enough to run a great resort in Michigan for a while, and allowed me to take my winters off and travel all over the world and play with one of my best friends. We were both single, and it was a great way to see the world. We've been to some of the same places.
Now tell me a little bit about what you feel is your greatest golfing achievement on the golf course.
Well, I don't look at results of tournaments, because those, once they're over, they're over. I think it's the friends that I've met along the way that are the most lasting. One of my jobs as a high school kid was to water the fairways at a 9-hole club that was open from Memorial Day to Labor Day. And Tom Watson's dad was a member there. Tommy and his older brother Rich played, and when I got finished watering the fairways, I could come out and play with these guys all day long. We had a lot of good young players there, and that was great fun. And golf has a way of taking you places, and I feel like the luckiest guy in the world. I mean, I knew coming out of college that I was going to end up being a golf professional in some way, shape, or form. And luckily I landed at some great clubs where I could make a good living. I was single till I was 45, so I was footloose and fancy free and could go play in Asia, Australia, New Zealand, South America.
Tell me a little bit about South America.
Well,
we were talking about
it's a wild and woolly place. I played the Jockey Club in Buenos Aires, Los Leones in Santiago, Sao Paulo Golf Club, Gavia in Rio. You were just there. Barranquilla Country Club de Bogota. I mean, these were pretty wild and woolly places. I mean, I was
34 years ago.
In Bogota when there were some troubles going on, and but it was just all great fun. I mean, we made money. Back in those days, you could take a set of ping clubs into any one of those clubhouses, and they'd give you $1,000 for it. Well, that paid for most of the trip, so the rest of it was gravy, and we all hung out together. It was just a lot of fun.
Tell me about your transition to this business of collectibles.
I was the professional at the Adios Club in South Florida, an all-men's club with a lot of Hall of Famers, and I maybe have been the best golf job on the East Coast, but I didn't want to raise my son in South Florida, so my wife and I moved here, really not quite knowing what we were going to do. And my wife was a Russian figure skater and an artist, and she had the nerve to want some of her things on the wall. So when we got married, I had to open a store to get it all out of the house. And here we are 18 years later with a great little niche, and we've got a great active website, and we get up every day doing what we love.
And last, Tom, tell me, it was a special year at Pinehurst here with both the men's and women's U.S. Open. Your thoughts from that week and your experiences?
Well, it's great fun. I mean, somebody said, what's it like having the U.S. Open in your backyard? And I said it would be like playing the Super Bowl in your high school football field. And that's basically what it was. And anybody who's part of golf comes through here. And, we know a fair amount of them, so it's great to reconnect with old friends. And it's exciting. Anytime you have 50,000 high IQ golfers within 5 miles of your store, which is mostly all golf, you have a pretty good chance of having a good week. So it was great fun, and we had 2 great champions, and that's why I came to Pinehurst. If it hadn't been for the resort, if they weren't the anchor in my mall, I couldn't do this. So thanks to the resort of Pinehurst, and and a beautiful place to live. So.
Well, Tom, the guy behind the camera, my brother LP there, he gave me Ben Hogan's 5 Lessons book when I was 12 and described that golf is a lot like life. The more you learn and understand about it, the easier it is to meet its challenge.
Yeah, and the more you practice, the luckier you get. Larry's also a great golf aficionado.
Well, Tom, thanks so much for being on Andy's Golf and Travel Diary.
Thank you. Fun.